All right.
Hello, dude. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. You ready to break down a chicken?
I am ready to bake down a chicken. I have my goggles. I have my circular saw. And I
Wow.
have a plethora
Chill.
of knives.
Back up. Not that extreme.
Yeah, no,
No way.
You
Yeah.
know, and these are my squash goggles. They're not getting a lot of use these days. No one seems to want to stand in a very small space and fly around a squash court. Switch from Barrel, episode 2. What we're doing today is we're breaking down a chicken. Obviously Lyle's going to take me through that because I've done it before, but not really. And then we're going to talk about how to assess the whiskey. And we're going to do it in that order because I pointed out, well, we don't want to drink whiskey and then cut our fingers. But Lyle, to your point, you were saying
we don't want to leave this bad boy out on the side.
Yeah, right.
Because we want to eat it afterwards, obviously. So.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I mean, like, you'll need, obviously, some tools. You'll need a knife. You can do this with pretty much anything. Perfect. This is my work knife. So just a standard boning knife, semi-flex.
And Lyle, we went through this before. I held up basically a series of knives, like some obviously not, some patso, like bread knife was going to be out.
Yeah.
This I thought could have been, but you're like probably not, a bit too big, not necessary.
Yeah, chest knife, that's for like vegetables and things.
You said that this thing might work because it's a bit bendy. But...
Yeah, exactly. But it's a little bit too long. That'll come into play if you roast a chicken, for example. Then you could use that to slice it afterwards. That's a slicing knife. That one there. So
and this soft cheese. So this was
soft cheese. Be like, great. Let's have that afterwards with a glass of port or something, or a dram, and then lovely.
Why not have a dram that's been finished in a port cask? Done.
Exactly. Oh, perfect. Best of both worlds. But no, you're totally right. I mean, like, you can do it with a little paring knife like this. Also good. Or this is like the Japanese style boning knives. A little bit more.
I mean, that looks kind of similar to your knife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, that'd be perfect. So you grab that one.
Okay.
You've sharpened all your knives, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Right. We like to see a little bit of a spruce up first. But no, seriously, right. Chicken. This is a lovely free-range chicken that I've got here. If you can, try and always buy a free-range chicken. I know they're very expensive, but the flavour in them are amazing. They've been raised for a lot longer. This one is 70 to 80 days raised, as opposed to like your high welfare, or I don't know how it is over in the States. I know you have like USDA, United States Department of Agriculture. Yeah, there you go. So I don't know their things, but high welfare, they're usually around 30 to 40 days, but they're full of like, well, not full, but like they might have growth promoters, things like that put in there. This is a full diet of maize, wheat, and oats. So yeah, it'd be a really tasty, lovely chicken. And like I was saying, the older the animal is in general, the more flavor it has to develop and grow.
Right.
So, perfect. You ready? Have you got your chicken in front of you?
I've got it. It's here. It's
perfect.
Here.
Right.
Here we go.
You're not going to be able to see me because I'm just going to try and focus everything down on the bird so you can actually see what we're doing. So let me just raise my tripod up and flip it over. Is that a good view there?
Yeah, that works for me.
Yeah? Okay, perfect. Right, so put your chicken on the block. Actually, I forgot a really important point. If you've got like a little cloth, like a kitchen towel, just slide that underneath your board if you're at home, because it will stop it slipping around. It's nice, and firm, steady surface to work with. Let's try this now. Perfect. Right, chicken on the board there. There we go. This one's been pre-trussed, so that just means it's been tied up. Trussing just means it's been tied up, so it's good for roasting now. So I'm just going to take a little bit of elastic bands off. And a little quick tip, if you're in a rush to roast the chicken, untruss it and let the legs be open, because there's more air circulation can get inside the cavity and cook it quicker.
Okay.
Perfect. Right. Are you breasts up at the moment, or are you on the?
Yeah, I've got it lying on its tummy, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Put it that way down. Yeah. Put that on its other way up. There we go. And now point its legs away from you. Yeah. Have you got it away from you?
Got it. Yep. Facing away from me. Little wings are facing me.
Yeah. Great. I'll unfold my wings as well, so that's how it is. So shall we start by taking the legs off? That's a nice, easy thing to do first.
Thank you.
Spin it around so that the legs are facing at you.
Okay.
Yeah. This way. Okay, let's try that. There we go. So grab your knife. Yeah. And then you can see, it's kind of like translucent here between the joint of the breast and the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all you can do is just nick that.
Nick it. All right.
Yeah. You got it?
This is where where having a good sharp knife helps. I don't, but yeah, I can see I'm in there. Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Now, if you watch here quickly, it's going to flip this over like that. And this is called the oyster.
Okay.
You see it? It's like essentially the rump of the bird. And if you grab the end of the thigh.
Yeah.
And just literally just lift it up, you'll feel like you've just dislocated its leg.
Okay. I think I just need to get rid of some of this skin that's sitting around here so I can get in there properly.
And
okay. Yeah. Okay. So there's actually a bone popping out now.
And can you see how that oyster has just become a lot more prominent?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to get your knife.
Okay.
And just very slowly run it around that oyster.
Move it a bit closer to the camera for me, mate. Just push the bird a bit further. There we go. Thank you.
Just run your knife around that oyster.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that's how you'll get the most of your meat.
Okay. Now, at some point here, I'm hitting like a joint with like a bone sticking out, right? Like I'm here. I've got it. Right. So.
Yeah.
That bone's staying in, right? That bone is staying in the part.
Angle your knife more towards you when you hit that bone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
That's the bird's pelvis bone.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. Are we off?
Oh no! I'm gonna keep cutting through here, mate. But yeah, sure. I'm pretty much off. Not as clean as you did it, but I have got what is coming off as like a leg now, and a lot of floppy skin, probably because the quality of the bird that I have. But
yeah.
All right. There she is, leg off with a lot of floppy skin on the end. Thank you.
Perfect. Essentially what I've done. That's great. Set that to one side, and we're going to do that for the right-hand side of the bird now, yeah?
Okay, so I'm going to talk through it now, just for anybody here. So I'm cutting through this little bit of flesh, kind of like that translucent gap.
Pull the leg away. Find that little bit of opaqueness in the skin.
Just so I can kind of see under there almost, right?
You can kind of see my finger through it. You see that opaqueness there?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just going to slash that.
And then basically popping the leg back.
Pop that joint out so you're dislocating it so that oyster becomes really prominent there.
Yeah.
And then it's a little bit different because it's closer to you, but you're just going to do exactly what you did on that side. Scoop that oyster out and come straight down and take the leg off again.
Yep, get in there. It's popped out. It's really just, it's understanding like where the edges of these bits and pieces are for me, I think. Like, because it's the first time that I popped it out, and you're right, it's really clear that it's basically come out of its socket, it's separated.
Yeah.
But then it's almost those little parts that are, I guess, close to the real rear of the bird, if you like, where I'm trying to figure out, like, just because it's kind of like a bit more of a mess of clearly lots of little different bits and pieces that I'm trying to figure out, what it is that I'm looking at, as well as a knife that's not going through skin. But, okay, I've got a leg off again.
Yeah?
Yeah, once I've got the skin off.
Just cut through that bit of skin. Perfect.
Oh,
nice.
Okay, 2 legs.
Brilliant. I mean, like, let's finish processing those legs now quickly.
Sure.
So this is called the spur of the chicken or the hock of the chicken, but you don't have that on yours, I can see. I think it's been taken off already.
It has here, right?
Yeah. So just to take, if yours does have that, just find the little joint and just push your knife straight through, and that'll come off really easily.
And that's basically what's already happened here. I can see where somebody's nicked the bone in here. They've already just taken that off, right?
Exactly.
All right.
So this is a chicken leg, okay?
Right.
This is not a chicken leg. I have so many people come into the shop and say, can I have a chicken leg? That's not a chicken leg. That's a chicken drumstick.
Okay.
Okay?
Right.
The whole thing is a leg. A
This
thigh,
is a chicken leg. Yeah,
a
this is
thigh
much bigger.
and a drumstick. Essentially, a human's thigh and a human's calf.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got your femur bone and your tibia and fibia.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'm feeling.
Okay. So you can roast these up whole. They're great like that.
Right.
Or if you want to make a thigh and a drumstick, you can kind of feel the little knee joint in there.
Okay.
Just there. And I'm going to make this look really easy, but you just push your knife through and you'll find, well, I'm not going to make it that look that easy. Jesus Christ. You're just going to push your knife through.
Okay, so I can feel where it is. And I'm just going to
where
push
it is
down there. Oof. I can feel. Oh yeah, I can feel like a little. Oh, don't know how you do this, mate.
Go a little bit higher than you think.
Oh yeah, I've gone right through like 2 bits of bone, I think, instead of catching the whole thing.
Yeah, go a little. You always go a little bit higher than you think.
Got it. I can hear a lot of crunching going on. And then, okay, so let's say I'm through what I think is probably like cartilage and bone and where that connection is, and I can see a joint now.
So that, like this here?
There you go, yeah. All right. Oh. All right, so not as clean as yours, but this is what I'm looking
at. Perfect.
Yeah. Skin hanging off. There we go. So I've got like, this is the thigh, I guess.
Yeah.
And this is the drum, right? This is the calf.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
All right.
Let's pop that in a little
diagonal. Like I definitely hacked up a connection.
Exactly, but the more that you do it, the better you become at it, right?
Right.
So let's leave. Do you want to try the other leg, or do you want to leave that one out?
Let's keep it moving.
Cool.
I can rewind it afterwards and watch it back.
Exactly. So get your carcass back in front of you.
Okay, back in front of me. Wings towards
the
way.
This is called a DB, double breast.
Okay.
2 breasts, and we still got the wings attached. Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. So I'm going to do one side as a supreme.
Okay.
And the other side is just a single breast.
Okay. Hit me.
So let's start with a supreme. And a supreme is essentially just a boneless chicken breast, but with the first joint of the wing left on it.
Okay. Oh, that is all it is. Thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, the first little step is I'm going to try and get this thing up a little bit higher. There we go. That should be better. Okay, so like we did drumstick, this is your, I don't know how well up you're on your anatomy, you should be, humerus bone, funny bone, and then that's your ulnar, and then that's your radius. Ulnar is always under, right?
Yeah.
So, same as the separating the drums and the thigh. Just put your knife and just slice through those 2 joints there.
I feel like, is this where, does it take some brute force, or is it down to like knife sharpness? Am I cutting through the bone here?
No, you're trying to find bang on the 2 joints.
Okay, so I think I might have cheated and I might have like bent one of them back a little bit, which probably separated them a bit. Okay, so it's definitely messy, but nonetheless, so there's, I guess, a wing.
Brilliant, yeah. And if you wanted to make buffalo wings or anything like that, you can just take this little wingtip off here, and that's called your flat. Yeah?
Okay.
But, yeah, that's called your flat of your wing. That's your wingtip. Just quickly. Yeah.
This doesn't feel like there's much to a wingtip.
No, there's nothing in it, really. Not at all. So a lot of people trim that out.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Let's finish off taking this supreme off.
Yeah.
So you can see on the bird, there's like a ridge in the middle of the 2 breasts. You see that?
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So get your knife and just run it on, well, I hope you're doing the same side as me, on the left-hand side of the breast.
Yeah. I'm doing the right-hand side, but I think it's because it's flipped.
Right. And you just put that all the way through, and you're going to hit the bottom breastplate.
I can't stress enough how important it is to have a nice sharp knife for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm making my way through, not as smooth as you, but it feels like I'm hitting the bottom breastplate through there.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So can you get your fingers in there and separate it out?
I think so, yeah.
Brilliant. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the tip of your knife,
Yeah.
about this much. That's all.
Okay.
And you're just going to work from the narrower end,
Yeah.
and just start to slowly unravel that down. And the natural roll of the breastbone will help you until you get to this point here.
As I go, I'm finding like, and what I'm guessing is maybe, is it a wishbone sticking out? What is this piece here? I've got like a teeny tiny little.
So that's like the rib cage of the bird.
Okay.
I don't think you've hit the wishbone yet. You shouldn't have done. It's right at the very end.
Okay, got it. So I'm just following the edge of the bird down, basically from back to front here.
Yeah, lower your camera a tiny little bit so I can have a little look. If you can.
Not sure I really want you to have a look, mate.
That's it. That's cool. Yeah, brilliant. So you probably have hit the wishbone there, actually. Yeah. So when you hit the wishbone, you can just use that as a guide to just slice it down, and then you'll come through that first joint of the. See, this is the wishbone here. You see that? That's the wishbone there. All
right.
And you're just going to run your knife down there, and you're going to hit the armpit joint essentially.
Okay. See, I feel like maybe I've not missed something here. So I feel like maybe I've gone the wrong direction here, and I'll watch this back.
So turn the bird away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm just continuing just to work my way along any of the bone edging here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And then once you hit the armpit joint, very simple. You're just going to take that off.
Yes, you say it like, oh, actually, maybe it is that simple. It's funny, isn't it, that I feel like when you're butchering something, it's used as like a negative thing. I am literally butchering this in the negative thing.
Well, like you said, you need to sharpen your knife, dude.
Yes, I do. Okay, so let's say that I've literally butchered it and I'm at this point, right, mate?
Okay, you're nearly there. All you need to do is just see that bit of skin there.
Yeah, here and here.
Yeah, just cut those.
All right. This is where my bread knife would probably be better.
Well, just get your circular saw, dude. Jesus.
All right.
Right, so you've done the chicken breast there, and you've left the wingtip on.
Okay, so I didn't manage to do that. I'm gonna try it on the other side afterwards. So I've got a breast here. Actually, okay, so I've got a breast here. Now, if I had kept making my way through this under joint here and kept this on, this is what would have been a supreme.
Exactly, and you would have ended up with something that looked like this.
And I also had a little baby chicken boob here as well.
Yeah, that's your inner fillet.
That's the inner fillet, and that just kind of separated accidentally, I guess. So I guess that comes out easily.
So your inner fillet, it just sits here. And if you ever want to do like,
I'm just looking at yours and how beautiful and incredible it is.
Well, good. I hope so. It's my career, dude. If you ever want to make like cordon bleu or chicken Kievs, it's a great little thing. Unravel the inner fillet and just put a little slice in, and you can stuff that with your blue cheese.
And then you fold your way back in.
Garlic butter, parsley, fold it back over, and that's like your little chicken Kiev or cordon bleu.
That's okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, perfect. Do you want to give it the other side a quick go, or do you want to? I don't know what the time is. Oh, we should probably move on.
Let's crack on. We're doing our best here.
Yeah. So well, that's kind of essentially it. Like, I'll just quickly run you through how to do
now,
the other side.
You do the other side, and let's just watch how this is actually done. And I'm going to come back to this bird afterwards and maybe keep you on once we've finished. So what you do here?
I mean, like, if anybody's got any questions afterwards, just hit us up, pretty much. So then you just come down the wishbone, through that little armpit joint there.
Sure you do. It's just that, guys. That's all it is.
Face that off, because like I said previously, I've got OCD and I hate messy stuff. And then I'm going to take a whole wing off here. That's just through the little armpit joint.
All right.
There's your chicken breast. Fuck it, this thing is terrible. There's your chicken breast. And again, take that wingtip off. Like you said, there's no meat on it. Really need it to be there. And then buffalo wings, chicken wings. Perfect.
That's how you do it, huh?
That's how you do it. And then don't throw this away. That's perfect for making chicken stock, chicken soup, gravy, everything like that. If you get a chicken with giblets in it as well, it's lovely.
I forgot that there were still a few in my one, and they kind of popped out and landed on the laptop. I need to give that a nice wipe down now. And then, of course, actually, then just cleanliness, how long things can be out of the fridge, things like that, Lyle, just to cover.
Yeah, let me come back.
I'm going to go wash my hands quickly while you cover that. I'll be right back.
Yeah, definitely. Cleanliness and things, guys. You have to store meat between the recommended is 0 and 8 degrees. But if you can do it like between 0 and 4, it's a lot better. Try and keep things out of the fridge as long as possible. If you are doing it for the first time, breaking down this chicken, I would recommend having a little bowl to the side of you that you can put all your bits into. And just if you're taking your time, which is great because you should do, it's something that you need to learn and you're not going to be quick straight away. Just put like the legs away into the fridge after you've done it, and then just slowly start adding to that. And then once it's all done, you'll be great. It's perfect.
Wonderful. Well, I'm gonna watch that back and get another go afterwards, or I might just keep you on once we're off. Lyle, thank you. That's how to break down a chicken.
Yeah,
it's just so simple. And it's interesting because you go through like having someone who can like talk you through what you should be looking and seeing at the same time is it makes a massive difference. And I'm sure that I could just YouTube it, but I'm fortunate to know you, so I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to go wash your hands and things.
Yeah, if you just want to introduce the next thing, I'm going to wash my hands quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next thing we're going to do, I do want to give a shout out here to Mr. Aaron Vickers. Check him out on Instagram, Connect Build Play, all one word. If you're looking for that missing piece of the puzzle in your training, check him out because you'll find a great way to maybe add to that little 1% difference that you need. He very graciously has lent Lyle his bottle of Highland Park 18 so we can both be having the same thing at the same time. Happy for me because it's my favorite dram. What we're going to do now is we're going to actually, together, Lyle and I are going to just talk about how to assess a whiskey. This is going to be much quicker. On face value, much simpler than, at least from my perspective, much simpler than breaking down a chicken. But then again, this is also my job, and I spend much more time doing this. So, who's to say that? But the beautiful thing about this is there isn't really a right or wrong, unless you're a professional whiskey assessor or like a professional blender. Then there's definitely a right and wrong, but that would be a career at that point. So, what have I got with me? Okay, so Highland Park 18. We're going to talk about assessing a whiskey. We're not talking about how to enjoy a whiskey. I'm going to cover how to enjoy a whiskey in like 5 seconds flat. Enjoy it how you like to enjoy it. Don't let other people tell you how you have to enjoy it. If you want to have it neat, have it neat. If you want it with water, have it with water. If you want it with ice, have it with ice. If you want it with Coca-Cola, have it with Coca-Cola. Just don't tell lots of other people around you you're doing it. And the best way to have it is probably not alone as well, but having it with friends and family. Lyle, with you, with friends.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do this in episodes, but I did want to give a quick shout out to Lindsay, who just got married the other day. Hey, Lindsay, congratulations. That kind of been a challenging time to do it. Congratulations, yay. Lindsay also works for Highland Park as well. So
congratulations.
Say a quick hi. We have our glasses. Have you got two? And they don't have to. We've actually got the same glasses, so we've got these beautiful little Highland Park.
We've got Highland Park.
And then I think you've got a Glenrothes one as well, right?
Do you want me to grab that one? I've got this one.
Oh, that's great. That'll work. That's fine.
That's fine?
Yeah, that'll work. That's fine.
Yeah, or do you think the flutes are better? Because I can literally grab it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, go grab it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of whiskey into one glass. And it really doesn't have to be much, like a very small amount. I honestly taste typically. Again, I spend a lot of time with whiskey. I really have very, very little in my glass. I usually have, maybe only half an ounce half of the time, unless I'm looking to actually sit down and just enjoy a glass of scotch and not think about it. But if I'm really trying to like spend time with my nose, then I really want to, I don't need huge amounts in the glass. Okay, so small amount into each. So Lyle's got a Great Glen cans in one hand, in his other hand he's got one of these little, Highland Park Speyside Glen cans, if you like, which is just missing the foot. Your glassware does matter when you're tasting a whiskey. It does change the flavor from using one glass to another. If you're trying to compare multiple whiskies, it's a good idea to have the same glass for each. And we're going to work our way through super quickly here, just how to assess it. When we're assessing a whiskey, we're trying to look at a number of things. How does it smell? How does it taste? How does it feel? We're really using like 4 out of our 5 senses, right? We're going to, we're going to we're going to use our sight of sound if we were going to say cheers and clean glasses, I guess, but let's skip that.
Yeah.
We're going to use our sight. We're going to use our smell. We're going to use our taste, our taste on the palate, and we're going to use our physical feeling. And the feeling and the taste are really what's going to create the flavor, if you like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at it in the glass. Lyle, do you want to just have a go at describing colours? I don't expect you to work for the Pantone Institute and have no colours to say, but what would you say the colour is?
Like a dark. Well, it's funny, if you tip it to the side, it becomes a little bit lighter, but if it's in the bottom of the glass, it's a lot darker and richer colour. I'm getting like a Demerara sugar colour.
Love that. Demerara sugar colour, almost like a coppery, ambery. You can't be wrong. You see what you see, I see what I see, and this is the beautiful thing when it comes to the tasting. We're going to taste what we taste, right?
Right. Just a quick one. Why, on the glasses front, I don't know if you covered this already, why is it fluted up? Is that to help with the smell, or is that to help with...
things. So, really, all of the aroma is volatile compounds, right? Some of them are in the form of like alcohol, ethanol, which is pretty volatile and gets things out of glass. Some things aren't as volatile at all, but we still want those things to get out of the glass and to our nose. Like, I'm not a scientist. I know a lot of the words. There's a pile of these like cis, transnomers, different congeners, esters, all of these aldehydes, lactones. I can't tell you exactly like where they fit in, and it doesn't matter. It's not going to make us enjoy the whiskey any more or less. But they all respond differently to water, potentially, and they can all come out of a glass in very different ways, right? I just have to take it as a given. The fluting in at the top, that tapering or the tuliping that you find, we want to concentrate aromas, but we also don't want to concentrate it so much that we just get a big waft full of ethanol, right? So I like to start with the glass. Oh, I've lost Lyle for a second. I'm going to keep on going and hope that he finds it. Oh, there we go. Found you.
Am I in?
You paused for a second on my screen. So I like to hold it beneath my chin, down here, right? From here, hopefully you can smell something. You're outside, so bring it up until the point you can start to smell something. For me, it's usually about here, right? From here, say what you smell. I'll go first. I actually smell like this sweet, like almost like a baked apple tart, which isn't what I usually smell from this, but I would smell like from here, like this very appley tart kind of smell.
Yeah, I was going to say like toffee apple kind of thing.
Toffee apple, love that. Toffee and apple. Toffee, classic aroma that I get from Highland Park 18 especially. Apple, actually don't really get as much apple normally, but today I'm smelling apple. What are you going to do? Bring your nose a little bit closer.
Definitely does.
No. Go on.
No, it definitely does get a lot stronger with the ethanol smell when you get obviously closer. But
right. Now, I'm
getting like,
Go on.
Sorry, I'm getting like, this sounds very nostalgic, but like, I remember when fields get cut at home, the combine and things, like that kind of like, like straw kind of wheaty kind of thing going on. Great.
It. Almost like this grain biscuity character. I love that.
Yeah.
And it's a really important thing here is that you mentioned this memory, probably from when you were a child and from your parents' house, which I can picture in my head because I've been there. Our sense of smell is so closely linked to our memory, which is why our smells can transport us, right? You smell that something that somebody bakes and like, oh, wow, I remember being 4. I remember how low the sun was in the sky. I remember the music on the radio, the model of Robert's radio my mum had at the time. It's like you remember being there almost more than a picture. And we think so highly of our sense of sight because we use it all the time. We're using our smell and we can detect more smells. Like, I think that we can detect like 11,000 different, there's like 300 base smells, but we can like detect 11,000, I think.
Wow.
Could be way off. The more we practice, make stuff up. The more we practice, the better we get at it, right? So just like you're getting your hands in there, the more you go to the grocery store and smell an orange peel, not these days, that would be rude to pick up fruit and smell it and put it back. Once we're outside of this, get it home, smell it. But, smell dried fruit, smell fresh fruit, smell, apples, pears, smell like honey, smell toffee. Like actually spend time with your nose. You can't be wrong in what you smell because you smell it. If I say that I smell blueberries and you're like, no, I smell blackberries. Maybe one of us is actually picking up on the right chemical compound responsible for one of those aromas, and we might have it switched in our brain. But at the end of the day, you can't tell me that I don't smell it because I do, or at least I think I do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
As I bring the nose up to the glass, I actually breathe in through my mouth. I open my lips, breathe in through my mouth. So I gently pulse it. Now I get like a Bakewell tart. Now I get like almost like almonds, like marzipan.
Yeah, like with the
sweet
little
cherry combo.
glacé cherry on top. Yeah.
Right? You smell that, right?
Yeah.
It's a sexy, to my understanding, it's a sexy chemical compound called furfuron that we get a lot of it like in the way that the stills are fired. I think you can get some from the cask as well. But I love that smell, and that is my favorite part of Highland Park 18 is that I describe it as a high note, right? It's that almost slightly lacquer-esque, right? It's almost like got a varnishy Bakewell tart character.
Oh yeah, like a well, sound very fancy, but like a yacht varnish kind of thing.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a yacht. Next thing, let's have a little bit on the palate. I want you to pay attention. Put it all around your mouth. We're going to do that because we want to feel the tip of the tongue, the sides of the tongue, the back of the palate, just all over because we taste.
Just really quickly before we do, why? 2 questions. Really sorry. Why are we breathing in through our mouth to get that smell? And
sorry.
Secondly, am I slurping it like wine? You know what I mean? Or you put the air through it like wine?
You don't need to do that as much.
Okay.
Don't do that as much. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say we're doing through the mouth for 2 reasons. One, doing this, it can burn your nostrils if you like, or it can anesthetize your sense of smell.
Right.
It's only 43%, but it's 43%. So it can anesthetize your sense of smell. Just it's not worth doing it. If it was a higher proof alcohol, it would definitely would. Doesn't
like when we opened that barrel at Highland Park, and we nearly got knocked out from when they were making that first proof. Yeah.
That's it. Exactly like that. Now, if you like drinking cask strength whiskey, do that all day. That's your thing. Don't move away from it. But all I'm going to talk about is like how to assess. Our whiskey makers bring it down to 20% ABV, right?
Right.
Just to put it out there. So, 2 reasons. 1, anesthetize your nose. 2, you might snort your whiskey. That's it's like my 3rd rule for drinking whiskey. 1, drink it how you want to drink it. 2, don't tell others how to drink it. 3, don't snort it because it seems like a slippery slope. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, how I treat drinking whiskey, right? Or how you might want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
After that, let's get it on the palate. Let's bring it all around. This is like we're stepping into a concert, unless it's your first bit of high proof alcohol for the day. Solange, cheers. Quick sip. Bring it around. Don't need to pull it like a wine. Okay. Tell me what you feel. Not what you smell, not aromas. Tell me what you feel.
Kind of just like livens the mouth up. You feel it on tingling around the mouth.
So that's probably the alcohol, like giving it a bit of a pickup, right?
Yeah. And it's a really nice warmth coming.
Okay. And it's that difference between a warmth and a burn. It's how time to let off a lot of like the more sulfurous elements that can make it taste like pretty off. And some of those like richer, rougher elements are just like not there. Towards the tip of my tongue, that's where we detect sweetness, right? I get a little bit of that like suggestion of sweetness. The back of the tongue is like astringency and bitterness. This is where I pick up like almost like an oaky astringency, but not bitter. You know what I mean? Like right at the back, it's almost got that cask feel almost because it's a physical feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose. Like a suggestion of a sweet smell with smoke now, right? How do you describe the smoke?
I don't know. I don't want to say peat because I know that they smoke it with peat. But...
no, but it's peat, but like...
You know what I mean? Like it's an earthy, it's like a,
It's got like an earthy... But then also this high note, almost like this sweet floral character to it as well. It's the thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have that medicinal iodine bandage kind of smell, right? It doesn't smell like a plastic. It doesn't smell that medicinal kind of character because it's a different peat. Okay, we're going to put a small bit of water into our other glass, okay? And it can just be a little bit. And you're going to pay attention to 2 things. You're going to look at the glass as you do it.
Use my milk jar, but
yeah, perfect. Like small amount, couple of drops. Okay, look at the whiskey as it happens. Tell me what you see in the whiskey.
Oh yeah, nice. It's like well, I'm going to tell you what I think it looks like. It's like an oil slick on top of the water. Like
there you go. They're like little whirls, right?
Yeah.
And it's so this weird thing happens with water and alcohol, right? It isn't this. I always used to describe smell with water like this, and I don't think this is right. It's really wrong. I used to say it's a bit like taking a picture on an old camera phone where you can't zoom in, right? You take a picture on it, you look at it, the colors are all there. This is when you're having it straight from, like, let's say the bottle. When you add a little bit of when you add a little bit of water, it's almost like you've extended the picture, and now maybe some things aren't as concentrated, but you can see things in the background.
Ooh.
That's actually not entirely true. If anything, there's things that were not necessarily there before or detectable before, that when you add the water, you can even bring into crystal clear focus. Like, different compounds respond differently, and unfortunately, erratically, even with our current scientific ability, it doesn't always work the same way. Go back in and have a nose. For me now, the Bakewell tart, actually, that almond has really come out a lot more.
Yeah.
I almost have like this mapley, like almost like a sugary side to it on the nose. And now I'm getting like British orchard fruit coming out underneath. I almost get a tiny bit of quince in there underneath, like a quince jelly or something.
Yeah, like a quince jelly kind of thing going on, yeah.
Right? And a slight pepperiness.
I guess that's the
well
sweetness and the fruits all coming together, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. To wrap things up, how to assess a whiskey. We're going to look at it, right? A couple of things. When we swirl it around the glass and we look at the legs coming down, that can give us an idea of the amount of alcohol and the viscosity of the liquid. If we have a bottle closed and we shake it up, I'm not saying do this with Aaron's. This is below 46%, so all of those bubbles dissipate. I don't have one here. I'll do it next time. If you have a whiskey that's like, oh, sorry, here we go, 50%. This might work. There you go. You see how the bubbles stay on top?
Oh, yeah.
That's a little sight trick, right?
Why
Shake, put them up.
Why are they saying that?
It's to do with the alcohol content in the liquid, right? It's that interaction between alcohol and water. A guy called Mendeleev, Russian dude, ages ago, I think it's the same guy behind the periodic table,
right,
working with Russians and vodka, realized that 40% is like a good interaction. 40% alcohol to 60% water is a good interactive point, but you won't get that beading on top below 46.
Okay.
I think it's 46. It could be 48. I'll check that for next time. So that's a little sight trick for assessing your whiskey. How strong is it? On the nose, see if it's pungent and prickly and how it feels when you smell it. This whiskey I can get right in. Highland Park 18, I can jump right into the glass and get in there without it being off-putting for my nose. Other whiskeys, even at 40%, I can bring my nose to here and I'm like, oof. If it's prickly, I add some water. When it comes down to then on the nose, I run through this Rolodex in my mind of all the things I might smell, whether they're different oak characters, spice characters, fruit characters, things like that. And then, of course, different speaks and different smokes and mineral characters. On the palate, I'm looking for sweetness, acidity, tannins, texture around the palate. And then finally, when I have the sip, I'm looking to just confirm what I found when I was drinking it. For me, Highland Park 18, ferociously balanced, salt, smoke, has this that lovely like heather honey peat smoke. Again, that lovely marzipan, like Bakewell tart. I say Bakewell tart here, and it's not like, it doesn't always fly because you don't get Bakewell tart.
People don't know what it is.
But really, that's one of my favorite compounds of this, with that like beautiful interaction of smoke. I mean, now I just want to have a smoked Bakewell tart, which maybe I'll make later.
Yeah.
And then finally, when you add that water, you should enjoy it how you want to enjoy it, with or without water. Play around with water, though. It really can transform your whiskey.
Yeah, because I just tried had the one with water, and it's a completely different palate. I don't know if it's because my mouth has got used to having alcohol in it or not, but it's a completely different. Well, not completely different, but it's a little bit softer on the palate and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's just actually I get a bit more salinity on the palate with water with this as well. More of the brininess comes out for me.
Mm.
Finally, ice. When you add ice, you're lowering the temperature and you're diluting in an uncontrolled way. Add ice, you don't know how much it's diluting, and when you lower temperature, you lower volatility. I know we're not really vodka drinkers. I don't know many vodka drinkers that drink room temperature vodka. There's a reason why. It's just a heck of a lot of ethanol and alcohol coming at you. At least when you freeze it, lower the volatility, you don't get as much of that high burn coming through, or those ethanol things coming through. You add ice to your scotch, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to completely kill a lot of the flavors in there, though. Doesn't mean that it's a bad thing to do, because you're going to enjoy it how you want to enjoy it. If you're trying to assess a whiskey, don't put ice near your whiskey. If you're trying to like see what's there, don't do it. If you're trying to, if you're having a whiskey and you want to be polite and you want to finish it, depending on the person, if they're going to shout at you for putting it in, maybe ice will help you get through. If you're like, I don't like this whiskey, but for some reason I need to drink it. But honestly, if you're ever in that situation, just take a look in the mirror and say, come on. Just give it to someone else who wants to have it. Maybe not during the coronavirus, but come on, someone else will enjoy it. Pass it over. Life's too short for drinking whiskey you don't want to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
Or bad whiskey. And that would be my way of assessing. Just really look at it, take time on the nose. It's a practice, it's a discipline. And that's really what's like, that's kind of what happens with water, but I probably alluded to this. Anything could happen with water.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Yeah, nice.
That's it.
No.
Okay, mate. Well, that wasn't shorter. We tried. Chicken and whiskey. If you want to watch it back, breaking down the chicken, how to assess a whiskey, not enjoy a whiskey. Enjoy a whiskey however you want to enjoy it. Cocktails, neat, soda, whatever it is. And next week we'll be back with another episode. Any questions in the meantime, shoot them our way. And any suggestions of things you'd like us to cover, shoot them our way.
Yeah, definitely. And if you want to like learn how to break down more stuff, let us know earlier so then we can put it out so you have a chance to go and get the stuff so you can do it with us, I guess. So,
yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Great. Again, big shout out to Connect Build Play, Mr. Aaron Vickers. Thank you for letting us drink your scotch. And,
exactly.
To everyone out there, stay safe, stay home. Stay home with some Highland Park and a good cut of meat or break down a chicken for dinner.
Exactly. Nice one, guys.
Bro. Thanks so much, Lyle.
See you later.
Pleasure as always. Catch you later.